Welcome to this how to play and play through video for Aces and Armor solo game. Today I'm going to play the US faction against one of the German factions. I'm only using one set of miniatures for a quite short game and I'm using the left hand side of the winter map to play. Of course you can play with two sets of armies with units as well, and you can use the full map if you want. I'm playing in easy mode, so I'm just going to use the 6 units from the enemy. If you would play in standard mode, you would, for example, add an additional artillery to make it more challenging. To start the game, I've sorted out the start tokens with the numbers from my side of the field. So in my case, that's the units, that's the numbers 1 to 6, and I would hand out 3 start tokens in random order, so we can determine the starting units. I would place my units here first. Gonna do it like this. I hope you can see that. And the automa would then take its tokens. We're gonna put them in a opaque cup or bag, shuffle it, and then we would draw out 2 for the first starting location, which would be the tank and the mobile infantry, 2 for the next one, which would be the infantry and the fighter aircraft, and then the remaining ones for the third starting location, which would be the Stuka and the artillery. If you should play in a more difficult level, then you would just add all remaining units to the last starting token. Okay, let's roll a dice to see who places their units first. That's me, a higher number, so human player would start placing their units first. Gonna turn this around, that's a 2, so I'm gonna put my unit here up on the 2. Then the automa would turn around 1 token, which is the 1, and I would place it in the order as indicated here, so the tank first and then the mobile infantry, and the 1 is here. I would put the first unit in the middle on the 1 and the others clockwise around, starting from the top. And the human player has the number 3 that is here, so I'm gonna place my units here. Just trying to do this smart so I can reach a factory quite soon. All right, I'm gonna do it like this. And then the automa would place the next unit, which is first the infantry and then the fighter aircraft, and that would be placed on the start number 5. Infantry goes first, and then the others clockwise around, starting from the top. Human player places the last units on the number 6. I'm gonna do it like this. And then the automa places their last unit, which would be that one, the Stuka and the artillery on the number 4. And the Stuka would go first in the middle and the other unit clockwise around it, starting from the top. That's it. So let's roll a die to see who will start. That's the human player, the automa. So human player would start. Please note per rule book, to limit the advantage for the first player in the first turn, the player would only move 1 of the units, then the next player would move 2, the next player 2 again, and then only the final ones. I can start. I'm gonna start with those ones here. So I'm gonna move my infantry unit 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2 to be adjacent to the next factory. And then I have my 2 aircraft here. So I'm gonna start with a bomber that can fly 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gosh, it cannot reach those ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No way. So I'm gonna try to destroy this infantry here, and with my fighter aircraft, I'll try to take on the enemy aircraft. Just checking again. The tank can move 4, 1/2, 1/2. I'm just wondering if the tank can go here. Yeah, the tank could probably reach my mobile infantry, so I'm gonna use my fighter aircraft to block the tank. So I'm gonna move over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm gonna go here and attack the tank. Okay, announcing my attacks. First one, the bomber to the infantry, and then this one to the tank. Starting here, the bomber still has no damage, so it can roll all their 12 dice, and the bomber hits on a 6 or less. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. That's bad luck. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, three hits on the German infantry gives it 2 damage and 1 experience for the bomber, because the bomber has damaged an enemy unit. Oh, sorry, I've just given the. So the 2 damage, of course, go to the infantry, not the bomber, and the experience point goes to the bomber. Please note the infantry has a cloud. Oh, sorry, no, the infantry cannot shoot back. It has no cloud symbol here, so it wouldn't attack back. Now, off to the next battle. My fighter aircraft, that's this one here, would attack the ground unit. It has to hit a 2 or less. Not sure if this will happen, but let's see. Yeah, it only has landed 1 hit, but the Tiger tank would need 2 hits actually for a damage. So nothing happening here. That was the human player's turn. Next one is the automa. Automa would now move 2 of their armies. That would be the first 2 here, and it will start with the top one with a number. So that's this. Sorry, no, it can move the 2 armies all together in any order they want, and it always starts with infantry. So the infantry would try to reach a neutral factory and stay as far away from enemy units as possible. So it would go here, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away and 3 hexes away from that enemy unit. Then this mobile infantry would also go to a fort, to a factory. It would try to stay away from the enemy unit as far as possible. So it would go all the way up here to be away from the fighter. Next one is artillery, aircraft, and tank in this order. I cannot move this unit yet, so I would move my aircraft next. First action priority for the aircraft is attacker and enemy can destroy this turn. This is not possible. Nobody's really damaged yet. And then move towards the first attack priority, and that is an enemy infantry adjacent to a neutral factory, and that is this one. So the fighter aircraft actually would try to attack this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Would go here, attack the infantry. The automa player never rolls dice and attacks instantly. Instead of rolling dice, it deals the damage according to its strength. So here the Messerschmitt would deal 1 hit to the infantry, which would give the infantry 1 damage and 1 experience points for the Messerschmitt. Next one would be the tank. The tank would also try to attack an infantry, so it would try to attack an infantry that's adjacent to a factory. This one, it cannot reach that one, it's too far away. The second priority, it would try to hit an infantry that can reach a factory next turn. And that would be that one, because it can drive down here and reach that factory. So the tank would try to ride up here if it can reach it. That's 1.5, 2, 3, 4. No. 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3, 4. Okay, the tank cannot reach the infantry, so it would choose the next target. An enemy that cannot shoot back, no one around. and actually it cannot reach any unit it can attack, then it would just move as closest to the highest action priority, and that would be that one. And it would try to move as far as possible. So 1/2, 1.5, 2.5, 3, 4. So it would try to move here. So it would move, start moving, but here I would already intercept it. So I would stop the movement and put the intercept marker here, and I would attack. I have to attack this unit next turn, but I stopped its movement. That was the entire strategy why I had put my fighter here. All right, that was the automa's turn. So now it's the human player's turn again, and the human player now can move all of their units. Let's check what I'm gonna do. Okay, so what am I going to do? So actually I can only move 2 of my armies, so that will be that one and that one. Because of the 1, 2, 2, 3 rule, I'm gonna move this one down, 1, 2, here, and then to a forest actually. So that's 1, 1.5, 2.5, 4 to a forest because I'm protected better here. And then I can move these guys. Sherman tank can move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. So the Sherman tank would move all the way over here to attack the infantry, and then the howitzer would 2, 3, 4, 5 could already reach it. And it will move, howitzer can move 2 hexes, so it would go 1, 2, and then attack the, both of them would attack this one, and that's it, because I could only move this army and that one. I would attack now with the howitzer first and then with the Sherman. The howitzer never gets red dice if it attacks on distance, and it can only attack on distance. It can only hit, cannot hit adjacent hexes because it had range 2 to 5, so it would never get support dice. Rolling 12 dice and the howitzer hits on a 5 or less. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits on the German infantry would cause it 3 damage. And I would get 1 experience point on the howitzer. And now the Sherman tank attacks. It would deal, Sherman tank gets 2 additional red dice because it attacks from an adjacent hex, and second arms category has the attacked unit in their range. So would get 2 additional red dice. And Sherman tank also hits on a 5 or less. So would deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits, which is more than enough to kill the infantry. But the infantry would shoot back. It had more than 3 damage. It had exactly 3 damage. No, actually, it had only 2 damage. So it will hit here and will deal 2 hits to the Sherman tank, which would give the Sherman tank 1 damage. But the Sherman tank would get 2 experience points now because it has destroyed an enemy unit. All right. German infantry is gone. That was my turn. Next turn would be the automa's turn. The automa could move all of their units now, so all of their armies. It would start with infantry units. So this one, it would occupy the first factory would get an according marker here. Then second up is the artillery. This artillery would try to destroy an enemy unit. It cannot. Then it would pick an infantry. Let's see if it can reach it. 1.5, 2, 3. No, it cannot reach the infantry next to the factory. So it would try to attack one of those two. And here it would attack the unit that has more experience points, which would be, no, sorry, it would go the most experienced, yes, and then lowest attack value. So most experienced would be the Sherman tank. So it would try to move here, and then there to attack the Sherman tank. It would deal 4 hits, and 4 hits on the Sherman tank is 2 damage. So giving the Sherman tank 2 damage and 1 experience point for Thomas artillery. Next up would be aircraft. Aircraft would attack an enemy they can destroy. Does not look like that. Maybe the Sherman tank. Sherman tank would need 3 damage to be destroyed. That's 6 hits. Oh, but the Stuka only deals 4. So no, they cannot destroy one. Next priority would be an infantry adjacent to a factory, and that would be that one. So this guy would fly all the way up there. Stuka has 11 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would fly here and attack the mobile infantry. Would deal 4 hits and 4 hits to the mobile infantry in the forest. Actually, is 2 damage. And the Stuka gets 1 experience point. And then the second aircraft would actually do the same, would also attack here, would deal 1 hit, and 1 hit, because the mobile infantry is in the forest, actually would not harm the infantry. So no experience point for the Messerschmitt, and I would get no damage. Next up would be the tank. The tank would also try to attack this guy. That is 1, 2, 2.5, 3, but it cannot reach him, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5. No, it can only move 4, so it cannot reach that one. Let's try here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Can it go here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it can. I can move here. So it would choose a unit that cannot attack back first, and that would actually be my howitzer. So it would only go here and attack the howitzer because the howitzer cannot attack back. Tiger tank would deal 7 damage, which is quite a lot, and that would deal 4 damage to the howitzer. And the Tiger tank would get its first experience point. All right, that was the automa's turn. Because it had 1 factory, the automa will get 1 coin. Now it's the human player's turn, and the human player can move all of their armies. Okay, let's see what I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm gonna occupy the factory, getting getting a token here. Then I'm occupying this factory. It's all about resources, isn't it? Having that one. And then I have to do something against this Tiger tank. So I'm gonna move 1 back with my howitzer to attack it, then get my Sherman tank into the forest here to attack the tiger tank and move the bomber over here. Okay, all on the tiger. This one doesn't move any. This one should have attacked the tiger tank, but it's not here anymore. So I'm going to remove this one, and I can select another target, and I would select the artillery. That's the question. Do I need more for the tiger tank or not? I hope that will do it. All right, that was my turn. Declaring attacks. The howitzer attacks the tank, then the bomber, then the Sherman, and then this one attacks the artillery. Starting with the howitzer, it already has 4 damage, so it will only roll 7 dice. Hitting on a 5 or less. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits on the tiger tank is 1 damage. And 1 experience for the howitzer. Next is the bomber. It's a close combat, and I've actually 3 different arms, tanks, air force, and artillery. So I would get 3 bonus dice, and I can still roll all of my dice, so that will be a very strong attack. And the bomber has 6 or less on ground, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Yay. 8 hits on the tiger tank is 3 damage. So I'm gonna get this guy probably this turn. So tiger tank gets 3 damage, 2, 3, and the bomber gets 1 experience. And now one of the epic battles, my Sherman tank will battle the tiger tank. Sherman tank already has 3 damage, so will only roll 8 dice, but it will get the 3 dice from the combat support, from the artillery and the aircraft. And Sherman hits with a 5 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 damage on a tiger tank is at 5 hits on a tiger tank is 2 damage, would be enough to kill it. Take this tiger tank. The tiger shoots back, and because it already has more than, or it has 3 or more damage, it would deal half of its strength. So round it up, 7 divided by 2, rounded up is 4. So it would deal 4 hits on the Sherman, and that would give the Sherman 2 damage. Please note that the Sherman cannot claim the territory defense bonus, so it would not read in the forest table because it has attacked. Only defenders can use the territory, the terrain, to get a better defense value. So the Sherman would get 2 damage, 1, 2, and because it has destroyed a unit, it would get 2 experience points, and that is veteran status for the Sherman tank. And removing the German tiger from the battlefield. Now the Mustang would attack the artillery here. Mustang can still roll 12 dice, and it is a close combat on a ground unit, so it would get support. So it has one arms unit category here in range, and the second one here, so tank and artillery. So I would get 3 red dice here again. The Mustang only hits ground units with a 2 or less, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits on the anti-tank gun is 2 damage, so would give it 2 damage, and the Mustang gets 1 experience point. That's it. I have 2 factories occupied, so I would get 2 coins. I could purchase a unit right now, but actually I cannot because I have no empty factory to place it. So it's not possible for me to purchase a unit right now. Next turn is the automa's turn. It would start with the infantry, and the infantry would try to get to a factory, and that is that one here. So it would go all the way down here, so it can occupy that factory. Next up is artillery, though that would be that one, and it would try to attack a unit it can destroy. That would be the Sherman tank, and it would try to move as far away from enemy units. So it would go 1, 2.5, that's furthest away from enemy units while still being in range. It would deal 4 hits on the Sherman tank, and 4 hits is yeah, well, okay. Now the forest counts actually because the Sherman tank is the defender is being attacked, but 4 hits still gets him 1 damage, which unfortunately destroys my well-experienced German tank, and the artillery gets 2 experience points and now leveled up to veteran status. Next up is the aircraft. So the aircraft would attack an enemy unit it can destroy this turn. So let's see, the Stuka deals 4 hits, and 4 hits would not destroy the mobile infantry. What about the howitzer? 4 hits would deal 2 damage to the howitzer, which would destroy it. So let's see if it can reach it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it would try to fly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. It has to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would fly a smart course, so it would not fly directly here because it could be intercepted. So if a movement choice is obviously dumb, then don't do it for the automa. So it would not fly directly here, but it can fly around here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. And then 11 because it would try to stay away from the enemy units. It would deal 4 hits to the howitzer, would destroy the howitzer with that, and would receive 2 experience points. And again, one of them would be yellow, and it has just received veteran status. Next one is the fighter aircraft. It cannot destroy a unit, so then it would go an enemy that cannot shoot back, which would be that, which would actually a lot of them, or these two, that one and that one, and then a one that can reach a neutral factory next turn. Yes, that would be that one because it can move down here. So it would try to attack this one and deal 1 hit and give it 1 damage. And gets 1 experience points. But the mobile infantry, note it has a cloud symbol here, so it would fight back. It had 2 damage, so it will fight back with 10 dice. And hits with a 2 or less. 1, 2. So 2 hits is 1 damage on the aircraft. And 1 experience point for the mobile infantry. That was the automa's turn. Automa would get 1 coin because it had 1 factory, and it would save the money because it's saving for a mobile infantry. Next one is that's me. If I don't want to lose that factory, I have to kill that mobile infantry. So I'm trying everything I can to do that. Going up here, then going into the forest here to be protected, and moving up there and attack it with everything I can. And then this infantry would move out 1, 2, so 1, 2, and would try to move over there to occupy the factory. That's it. Unfortunately, the mobile infantry can shoot back, but I'll attack with a bomber fighter and then with my mobile infantry. Here I have two arms categories in close combat, so I get 2 additional dice. Bomber goes first. Bomber hits with a 6 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4. 4 on the mobile infantry would, is it in a forest? No, 4 on the mobile infantry would be 2 damage, and I get 1 experience point for the bomber. The mobile infantry has no damage yet. So it would, it fires back. It has no damage yet, so it would deal its attack value, which is 2. Then 2 on the bomber is 1 damage. And the mobile infantry would get an experience point for that as well. 1 damage on the bomber. Next up is the fighter. Fighter hits with a 2 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is again 2 damage. And 1 experience point for the fighter. And the mobile infantry again shoots back, dealing 1 damage to the fighter and getting 1 additional combat experience. Now the mobile infantry will attack. It has already 3 damage, so it can roll 8 dice. Will hit on a 2 or less, so let's see, that's only 1. Ah, gosh, I couldn't achieve to kill it. So it will only get 1 damage. And I'm gonna get 1 experience, and then it shoots back. It already had 3 or more damage, so it will only deal half of its attack value, that's 1. And since I'm in the, oh no, I'm the attacker, so forest doesn't count, so I get 1 damage as well. And the infantry, mobile infantry, would get 1 experience point. Yeah, that was my plan actually, to kill it, because now it will able to capture my factory. Anyways, I'll get 2 coins, and I'm gonna use 3 of them. I'm gonna save 1 and use 3 coins to purchase a mobile infantry. And it would be stupid to place it here, because once the enemy infantry moves in, all units in the factory are destroyed. So it doesn't fight even back, it gets killed immediately, so I actually have to place it here. Otherwise it makes no sense. Now it's the automa start turn, so it would move in here and claim the factory from me. It's theirs now. Next up would be artillery. That would try to hit a unit it can destroy. So that's 1.5, 2, 2.5 would try to hit that one, and it would hit with 6 hits, and 6 hits for the mobile infantry is enough to kill it, even though it's in a forest. So this one is gone. And the automa artillery has reached veteran status. Now it's the aircraft. Aircraft would go for a unit they can kill, which is not here, but they would all go for the infantry that can reach the enemy factory next time. So this one would go here and attack it, would deal 1 hit, which translates into 1 damage, and would get 1 experience point. And then the This one would try to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It doesn't reach it. So it would try to go to the most experienced enemy unit, which would be that one. And now we have an absurd bomber versus bomber fight. The bomber would deal 4 hits on the enemy. 4 hits is just 1 on my B-17 Flying Fortress, and 1 experience for this Stuka. And my B-17 would shoot back. It had already 1 experience point, so I can use 11 dice. And note that the B-17 can not attack on air, but it can shoot back on air. Hitting with a 4 or less, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits on the Stuka is unfortunately only 1 damage as well. So 1 damage on the Stuka and 1 additional yellow experience point for my B-17. That's it for the automa. Now, they would get 2 coins actually, and they would purchase a mobile infantry, and the mobile infantry can only go in the empty, or any new purchased unit can only go in empty factory, so it would go to the empty factory up here. Okay, now it's the human player's turn again. Let's see. I'm gonna threaten this factory here, so I'm gonna go. Can I move into the forest? 1/2, 1.5, 2, 1. I cannot, unfortunately. So I would go here to threaten this factory, and then this car would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That sucks that the enemy is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about up here? Yeah, yeah. Gonna have to go down there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would go here. Then I'll try to destroy this guy down here and this guy up here. Okay, first attack, bomber here, and first fighter aircraft, and then infantry to this mobile infantry. This guy has 2 damage, so it can roll 10 dice, and it will already hit on an 8 or less, so that's going to be painful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits on the artillery will cause 4 damage. It already had 2, so it is destroyed. And the B-17 gets its well-deserved war hero status and a red bead. Next up is the fighter aircraft. Here it gets combat support from another arms category, which is an infantry, so 2 extra red dice, and it hits on a 2 or less, which is... Seriously, come on! Is it no single hit? It literally needed to have like 1 hit. Ah. Okay, this guy is never going to be a war hero. Well, no hit. Gosh. Okay. Anyways, I'll attack with I have attacked with the infantry as well, just to make sure. It rolls 10 dice and gets 2 red dice for combat support. Oh, wait a second. This one attacks back, dealing one damage to this one here and gets another combat experience. Okay, now my infantry attacks. Yeah, the one hit that was necessary is definitely landed, and this guy shoots back with 2 hits and gives my infantry 1 damage. And since I destroyed an enemy unit, I'll get 2 combat experience. And this guy is gone. Okay, the field pretty much clears out. So I have 1 factory only. So I'm going to get 1 coin. And I'm going to save that. Next up is the automa player. It would start with the infantry again and trying to reach an enemy factory. That would be that one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would go here, and I would intercept it right here with my fighter, so it cannot move any further. Then the aircraft trying to destroy one, which is this one. The Stuka deals 6 hits, and 6 hits will deal 3 damage, destroying the infantry and giving the Stuka a war hero experience status. And now this one would attack that one because it can reach a factory next turn, and would deal 3 hits, and 3 hits on a mobile infantry is 2 damage. And 1 experience point for that one. It would collect 2 coins and purchase a mobile infantry again, and place it to the closest enemy units if the factory is not threatened by another mobile infantry. All right, now the human player goes, so I'm gonna play it safe and go into the forest to capture this factory. Then I need to go after the aircraft at one point in time. And I need to stop the enemy aircraft from reaching mine. Yeah, but this one needs to attack that guy, so I'm gonna help him. Bomber goes first. It has 10 dice, but it's a war hero, so it will land hit in a 10 or less. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is 5 5 damage. It will hit back and dealing 1 damage here. It's 9. Let's keep the 5 damage bookmarked because I don't think it will survive. Because now the fighter aircraft is actually attacking, and it deals 1 hit. Yeah, it's destroyed, and but it will shoot back before and give my fighter 1 damage. But now it has finally received veteran status. And we can remove the intercept marker. All right. That's it. I'm receiving 1 coin for my 1 factory and spending that on a mobile infantry. Automa's turn, so it would go, the infantry would try to reach an enemy factory, which it can. It would go up here to go to the factory, and those two guys would try to attack my mobile infantry. The Stuka would deal 8 hits, which gives it 5 damage, and this guy would give it 1 hit, which kills it. Oh no, it's actually, wait a second, it's in a forest. So Stuka deals 8 hits, and 8 hits on the mobile infantry in the forest is actually, yeah, it's 4 hit damage, and it already has 2, so it would be destroyed, unfortunately. Right. Human player's turn. I have to get rid of these aircraft. Okay, first of all, my infantry will move here, and because it doesn't make sense to rest in there, and then the bomber will go up here to attack it. Those two guys will attack that one, and this fighter will go here and take on the bomber, because I have to do something against the bomber. Okay, let's get started. So this one has 3 damage already. So 3 damage is 8 dice, but it will get 2 dice because it has a different arms category support, in this case the infantry. Rolling the dice, and it hits on a 10 or less. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits on the mobile infantry is 5 damage, and it shoots back, rocking my bomber down bit by bit, and then my infantry attacks as well. So let's bookmark the 5 damage here. Yeah, now it's destroyed, and it would hit back with just 1 damage. So this guy is gone, and I would get 2 experience points. Now my Mustang attacks the Stuka, and since it has already 3 damage, it would get 8 dice. I need a bit of luck now. Hits with a 6 or less, that's 1, 2, 3. That's not enough luck, because it only gives it 1 damage. And 1 experience point. And this Stuka actually only had 1 damage, so it will deal 6 hits back on my aircraft, which is 3, yeah, and kills my aircraft. Oh gosh, I should have taken care of these aircraft earlier before they got so much experience. Doesn't look too good for me now, to be honest. I'm gonna collect my 1 coin, because I have only 1 factory, and now it's the automa's turn. Automa will try to destroy an enemy unit, which is the bomber, because the enemy fighter aircraft will deal 8 hits, which will kill the bomber. So it would go here, kill the bomber, but the bomber would fight back with 8 dice. Hitting on a 6 or less, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits is 2 damage on the Messerschmitt. and 1 experience. And my bomber is gone. All right, now this guy would attack the remaining unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would go here and attack it. It would deal, Stuka would deal 8 hits, and 8 hits is just enough to deal 5 damage and destroy this unit. I'm out of units. I lost the game. That's frustrating, damn it. Yeah, I should have taken care of the enemy aircraft before. We have 2 war heroes here, so I've ignored them and went for the enemy infantry, so to stop them from occupying forts. But yeah, I should have taken care of them before they leveled up so much. Anyways, it was still fun. I'll try again next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.